and welcome to Pharma-Code. My name is Raphael. In today's video, I will be telling you my story of how I transitioned from pharmacy to software development. The objective of telling my story is to hopefully help people who are in the health profession and are genuinely interested in transitioning into the technology sector. So I hope my story inspires and guides you. I have a couple of friends in the health profession who have made this transition and are actually doing fantastic. And specifically pharmacists who, like myself, who are now in software development, who some of them are doing data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. So if you are trying to make this transition as well, I hope this story inspires you. So to my story, it all started in Obafemi Awolowo University in Nigeria, which is where I studied pharmacy and backed my Bachelor's of Pharmacy degree. Shout out to OAU. Great to be fair. I had a very interesting experience in pharmacy school, but I guess that's a story for another day. Somewhere in my 300 or 400 level, that should be around 2010 or 2011. My interest in computers and how they work, particularly computer programming, it grew. And I searched around for who would teach me. And then I found a friend who was also a pharmacy, he was also a classmate willing to teach me computer programming. So I remember I paid him about 5,000 naira, and we were supposed to go on holidays, and then I stayed back at school, and then he taught me my first programming language, PHP. He taught me in a week. Shout out to all the PHP lovers out there. So since then, I started creating random apps. I taught myself all the advanced PHP stuff, all the web stuff. I taught myself the rest online. I used various online tutorials, books, and all of that. And then in my final year of pharmacy school, I decided to do the extraordinary, I would say. So instead of going to the lab, extracting chemicals, testing chemicals, and all that typical pharmacy stuff, I wanted to develop a software for pharmacy practice. So I went to one of my professors and we discussed, and then the project started. Eventually, I developed an inventory and account management application. And so basically it does all the basic things you would expect for an inventory management application. So it does stock in, stock out, accounts, sales, receipts, all of that stuff. But then I also made sure that the app was clinically intelligent to detect drug expiration, drug overdose, and drug interactions. The thing is that I'm actually a lazy student. So I felt I couldn't memorize hundreds and thousands of potential drug interactions. And I felt, well, why don't I program a computer to notify me if I'm about to dispense a medication or a number of medications? Why can't the computer tell me if I'm trying to dispense drug interactions? And so I built that. Anyways, the project went well. It was tested in OAU campus pharmacy, and all of that went well. Then after graduation, the project went on to become a small startup in Nigeria. You can check out juniosolutions.com. And so right now there are a few hundred pharmacies that are using the app. So I went on to practice pharmacy for a few years. Then sometime around the middle of 2018, my spouse, who is also a medical doctor by the way, so my spouse and I, we decided to migrate to Canada, and we applied for the Federal Skilled Worker Express Entry Program. And in about a year thereabouts, so towards the end of 2019, our permanent residency application got approved, and then we landed in Canada towards the end of 2019. So we've been in Canada for more than 3 years now. So I started applying for software development jobs back then in 2019. I got multiple interviews, but I could not land any role. So in retrospect, I would say I got those interviews because of my experience and my skills, but I couldn't land the role because of a number of reasons. And I think that is probably That is probably a different story for another video. So eventually, fortunately for me, I found a program called Tech Careers, which was organized by Manpower and the University of Alberta, and it was meant to be a 6 month intensive full stack software development program, and it was also meant to have 1 month of unpaid internship. So I partook in the 2020 cohort 4.2. Shout out to all my classmates. And so I must confess, it was really, really intensive. And all the University of Alberta lecturers that taught us were superb. I mean, they were really good. Salutes, hats off to them. So in the end, it was a really, really intensive program, I would say. We had classwork, we had daily homeworks, which were basically scoped projects that were due the next day. So we would have classwork, homework that was really a scope project, and then it was due the next day, and then every day all of our classwork and homeworks were graded. So it was really intensive. At the end of the day, we're giving University of Alberta certificates, and yeah, it was really good. I was lucky to get a paid internship position though, and I guess that was where my software development journey in Canada started. So after a few months of internship, so after internship, I continued to work at the company where I had my internship. And then after a few months, I got another full stack software development role with another company. So I moved, and then I worked there for a couple of months as well. And I got another role, and then another full stack software development role again with another company. And then I moved, and then after working there for a few months again, I got another role. But this time it's also a full stack software development role. But this time it is for a medical devices company. And I really love the work that I do now because it combines my health and technology sides of me together, and it's like the perfect match of my skill set and my experience. So I really love the work I do, and that's in a nutshell a summary of the highlights of my journey um, of switching from pharmacy to software development. So pharmacy in Nigeria basically, and software development here in Canada. Um, my journey has had its ups and downs, but so far I'm grateful for where I am right now and the work I do, which is basically writing code and developing software in the health space. So this channel, what are the plans I have for this channel? I'm hoping that I'm able to use this channel to inspire people who genuinely want to switch from health to tech, and also would be using this channel to build programs, really build programs in the health sector, just doing random interesting things. So watch out. And so that's it. If you have made a similar switch like me, from health to tech, please comment below and let's connect. And if you are planning to make a switch, let's also connect in the comment section. I look forward to comments, and I hope like I said, I hope to use this channel to build random health applications. I probably will be using Python, which is a very common programming language. So see you in the next video. Au revoir, bye, au revoir.